Hello, my name is David O'Brien. And I'm here for your success in the areas of purity. Hello, welcome back to the Purity Forum broadcast. My name is David O'Brien. I'm your glad host, and I'm talking with you today about the subject, my cool boyfriend is sick. What do I do about it? All right, so this is a scenario that's happened to many girls out there, but there are practical tools and tips. It's not the problem, it's how to solve the problem. That's what you want to be aware of and have tools, have understanding, have ability to deal with such an issue and problem. In other words, there's a contradiction because I said cool boyfriend. So the thought is, this person has it all together. This person is exactly what I'm looking for, what I wanted, what I want. This person, in fact, is covering himself in cool or coolness. In other words, you got to understand that it is very, very possible and very common and very just normal almost for a person who is extremely cool to be actually wearing a cover for a serious insecurity or problem. And because of that problem of shame, of insecurity, of something on the inside, a lack of peace, something he can't figure out himself, or can't settle, cannot heal or be content in oneself, then a person puts on like a jacket, like a leather jacket of coolness on the outside. So as you try to get to know the person, you go to the person, they disappear. Where are they? I want you to understand, first of all, you can cool down in your mind and your thinking. You can calm down and relax because the truth helps us to understand what's going on, and then we do not have to feel agitated, bad, or anything else about something like this. Because what's going on is the person is afraid to be seen. Because they're afraid, what are you going to think about them? What are you going to say about them? What are you going to, will you see through them? Will others see through them? So there's a lack of ability almost to appear. The person's like the invisible man, except coolness. The person can show coolness only, everything else, he's invisible. You can't get to know the person. You can't find the person even though you know they're there, but there's no substance to the person. You're looking, you're reaching, and you're not finding the person. Now, what you got, basically, you got to consider if you want to be in a relationship with that kind of person. I would say the answer is no. If you're my daughter, the answer is no. You can be in a friendship, but a serious romantic relationship, that's what so-called boyfriend-girlfriend really is, should be leading somewhere. It's supposed to benefit your life. At the least, you're getting to know someone in a somewhat protected environment that is non-threatening and not non-invasive, with boundaries intact. But really, it is to be moving toward marriage. And that's what I was privileged to see when I lived abroad. I lived in Asia, in one of the huge country over there with a huge population. And while there, I noticed when they said boyfriend or girlfriend, they actually meant fiance, with rare exception, very rare exception. And that opened my eyes to say, wow. I mean, I knew America and the Western world is generally doing things wrong. And that's why there's so much heartbreak constantly and depression and anxiety. But that helped me understand, okay, yeah, because they're just being more protective of themselves and more serious about life and wanting just the real benefit with substance, wanting future good, not just thinking of what everybody's doing or what, was popularized in the United States with some movies in the 70s or whatever. They started these movies. So if you've seen the movie Grease, basically they started to create the idea of boyfriend, girlfriend. So I don't want to go there too far, but I want to come back to this idea of your cool boyfriend, okay? You have to consider your time's very important. Who you're around, it influences you and you can influence them. So you don't want to waste opportunities. There's something called the opportunity cost. When you're involved in something, you can't be involved in something else. So if you are in a relationship with someone who seems so cool and everybody seems to want to get to know this person, but you can't actually ever catch the person for the reasons I shared earlier, you got to know you don't want to expend a lot of energy, and you got to know that you are using valuable time. You're using emotional capital. You're using mental capital. Capital meaning wealth, money. You're using time capital. You're spending your life and you're investing in a person. And if investing is like planting a seed, if you can't find a place to plant the seed, because as you try, it seems like there's nothing there, the person won't actually receive what you're doing and what you're saying. It's never good enough. And there's always it's just a lack of peace and lack of real connection there. Don't continue in that relationship. So how do you get out of it? Here's what you do. Don't freak out. Don't feel like you have to be in it. Don't feel like it's defining you or giving you a boost in front of the crowds of people. Crowds don't matter. You have to be strategic with crowds, because crowds can hurt you, if you're not careful and you let them trample on you. But they really don't matter. They come, they go, they disappear, their opinions change. What you want to do is you want to deal with you. You want to know what you need and what you want to do as far as your studies, as far as the direction of your life, any kind of internship or job or anything you want to do, and the meaning and purpose. You need to be moving forward productively, and that actually is funner than wasting time or some of the things people get caught up in. So cut out distractions, cut out people who aren't benefiting you and people who you can't actually benefit. So basically how you break up with, so to speak, this kind of person, and I would suggest not even becoming boyfriend, girlfriend, continue. That whole system is somewhat very dangerous because of the way the media entertainment has polluted it so that it's not just friendly. It's like you're obligated to more. And I think, it's obvious what I'm talking about, but that's not what you want to do, because you are not someone who can be bought with the so-called label of girlfriend or boyfriend. No, if someone's going to have you all the way, that means they need to put a ring on your finger and commit their whole life. That's the cost for a spouse. Commit your whole life to them. Otherwise, they're not worthy. So here's what I want to share with you. Break things off very cordially, confidently, cordially. Do not gossip about the person. Do not talk evil about the person, even to trusted friends. Don't do it, because it's like stepping on a big hornet's nest. And it may be a temptation to do, but it is bad. And it will splatter nastiness and bees and hornets and everything, and you can hurt yourself socially. And people, don't be afraid of the crowd, but be strategic with the crowd. You tell the person, can we be friends? I just want to focus on my studies. And let the person say yes. And then be friends. And the person will probably feel less threatened at that point, and you can make an actual difference in their life. But the most important is you keep your head screwed on tight and you keep moving forward in what you are most destined to do.